This is
Woo!
episode 22 in the year 2022.
22.
Stacy,
Wow.
look who's down here. Look who's with us.
Who
Yo,
is this
Tony,
guy?
no baloney.
Hey.
What's happening, everybody? How are you?
Tony, thank you so much.
Again.
It was a special request. We had to have you back in. Well, for two reasons. One, Anthony, who made his big announcement, he's back to the show last week, is now gone again.
Yeah.
And-
Busy man.
Oh man,
He
he's a
is.
busy guy.
Yeah.
He's his company loves him, and that's a good thing. So, anyways, Anthony, we will see you next week, hopefully. Anyways, we got the beautiful, the handsome, the talented Tony C stepping in, who is going to kick some major ass today. Okay.
I will do my best.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you.
Always a pleasure to be here. You know that, guys.
And listen, very quickly, how was your New Year's, Tony?
It was very boring. I went to sleep about 10 o'clock.
Me too. Exactly.
I'm way back when. I'm a former bartender, way back in the mid 80s to the right to the millennium. And I never went out because I always worked it. And then after I stopped bartending, we just crashed at home. We never just went anywhere. So I text everybody at 10 o'clock. I said, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year and good night.
See you tomorrow. I told my wife and my daughters, I said, maybe we should do a Happy Noon Year.
Yeah.
And then noon on New Year's Day. We'll just
Exactly.
So.
I agree. I started my Happy New Year texting at about 6:30. I texted my parents who are in their mid 70s.
Yep.
They made it to midnight. Well, my mother made it to midnight. My father,
Oh, did you really?
yeah, my father he sleeps in the chair. He ain't making it past 10. But mom, she's up. She's like playing. She's playing Candy Crush and waiting for the ball to drop and watching It's a Wonderful Life. You know, mom's
That's
she's
awesome.
full of energy. Yeah. So, but I start early at like 6:30, and I get all the messages out, and then everybody has fun and they do what they do. So,
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
What about you, Stacy? What'd you do?
Me, I was up till about 12:02.
So you
we're
made
like,
it though.
Happy New Year. Yeah. We were half asleep though, but yeah, we made it. And then that was it. We went to bed. I don't know. With all the twos, I was like, hey, you gotta I want to watch all those twos come in. So whatever. We were
22.
just alone. It was the twos. It was just the two of us. Yeah. So
22. Man.
Yeah.
Let's just hope this year improves, keeps moving
Yeah.
forward, and we're doing better in many,
Yes.
many areas,
I like
including our podcast.
yes.
This is the year we're going to take off. We're going to do some viral marketing. We're going to do some crazy things with hot air balloons and advertising and parachuting. We've got some big plans. So stay tuned, people.
Halftime of the Super Bowl commercial.
We did. We're looking into ads right now. Tony, what do you think those ads go for? What do you think a 2-minute ad goes for?
2 minutes? Oh, geez. I think
We'll be the
I read
halftime
somewhere they
show.
were like 10 million, 10 seconds.
Right.
Yeah, we're looking at maybe 1/10 of a second.
Yeah.
Right.
At the end of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, right. At the end of the Super Bowl. Yeah, like when 60 Minutes is playing,
Yeah,
that's when we'll play. Exactly. Anyways, Stacy.
Yes.
Hey, listen, what about goals?
Goals. So
Any
I
goals?
sent
Is
out,
anyone setting goals out there?
well, I sent out this cool. So somebody made this. Sly didn't say this, but I found this image. It said comfort zones may be nice places, but they are wastelands where nothing grows. So I don't think that's his quote, but somebody just put it on his picture. So I was like, oh, cool. So I just put out a story. I said, hey, who will you be stepping out of your comfort zone in 2022? 93% said yes. And then I said, name your goal. So I was like, oh, I'm not sure, how many responses we're going to get. Well, let me tell you, we got some responses. I was like, wow. So Gina Marie says, make time for myself, which I said, you know what? That's good. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Austin says, I want to be debt free. Roz, who I'm going to bring up real quick here. I love my little Roz. Here she is. Okay.
There she is.
This is Roz. And her goal, she says, I want to change careers, either personal trainer, dietitian. It's scary to say out loud. So I am saying it out loud for her. And I just want everybody to go to her YouTube channel. It's called Roz K Reviews, and she reviews footwear or athletic wear, and she's going to start doing that. And then I want everyone to send Roz a little bit of encouragement to absolutely go get her trainer / dietitian license, because clearly this woman's lost over 100 pounds and she knows what she is doing. So
Yeah, awesome.
for sure. Love Roz. So let
Love
me,
her. Brilliant.
yeah. Yeah, let me bring her off. This is when I miss Anthony because I'm trying to do the techie stuff the way he does. Tim Wistiered, is that how you say his last name?
I
love
think
Tim.
so. I think I've seen him.
Yeah.
I've seen him around on the internet. He's a great guy, very supportive.
Yeah.
I really like him.
Yeah, he says exercise, healthier living. Our Carol, who is always commenting, she's one of our great fans. She says run Rocky Steps in November. Mangia Man, who we hear from all the time, retirement and start consulting business. And then Jay-Z, I just want to show him. Look what he drew. This guy is a tattoo artist. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and he's at Justin Zach Tattoos. This is him on Instagram. And he says his goal is to open his own tattoo parlor. And then he said, hey, look at this picture I drew and look at the Bic lighter. Look how tiny that is.
Yeah.
I was so blown away by how much detail is in there. But anyway, he's a tattoo artist and that is his goal this year to open a tattoo parlor.
I got to see how he does that. What his technique is. That's
amazing.
Insane.
Yeah. I said to him, when you open that tattoo parlor, you let us know and we will post about it. Another person says career change and trust that I can make a smart investment. Raminder wants to start playing the guitar. I have someone says visit Philly. I think he's overseas. So he really wants to get to Philly. Moving up at work. And oh, this one's cute. Not to be scared to talk to women. That's a new one. Good for you. Hey. Go for it. He's cute. He's a sweet guy.
No, be afraid. Be very afraid. They're smarter than us. They're stronger than us. And they're badass. Be afraid.
They are crazier than us too.
Okay, not helping.
Oh,
hey.
Come on.
Hey, I have a wife and 3 daughters. Come on. I know all about that.
He's estrogen city, man.
All over the house.
That's right. That's right.
And the last one was more time with my kids, which of course is always a good one. So those are my fan shout outs there. I love my fans.
Do you have any goals, Stace?
Yes, and I've been doing it, and I actually have 2 people, Rob Kerr and my friend Justin. I told them, I said, hey, my goal is writers do anything except write. And so I have made myself sit down 1 hour every day, no excuses, all of 22. I'm going to write 1 hour a day because I will not write for 3 weeks, then write for 8 hours, then not write for 2 months, then write for 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, you just don't get anything done. So I have a couple people out there messaging me, did you write today? And
so you're going
to,
writing is going to be a big goal for you this year.
Yes, this is because I have it all up here and none of it's in final draft and I have to get it done. So I'm doing that.
I'm with you on that. I'm with
that's
Tony. How about you? Any big goals?
I got the cliche of the decade. You know, I need to lose weight and get back in shape. I've gone way off the deep end with my usual routine.
Yeah, sure.
You know, just all last year pretty much. And the funny part about it is like during 2020, I wasn't as bad as I was in 21. So
I know, it's crazy.
But so yeah, I'm gonna get back in there and get back into looking the way I want to look and feeling the way I want to feel.
You know,
well, you look dynamite. I don't. Yeah, you look. You do.
Kidding me? Beautiful.
Yeah, he looks great.
It's the black shirt.
It's slimming. And do we all say that when we wear black? Oh, it's so slimming.
Right. Slimming. How about you, Mike? What you got going on?
Well, if you saw a video I posted this morning, you'll realize stretching. The older we get, stretch before you decide to power walk 3 miles. And when you haven't power walked, you power walk to the bathroom. That's about it. After tortilla night, that's about the only power walking I got going on. And so I was telling Stacy earlier, we have this beautiful park down here along the Schuylkill River, and 1 lap is a mile. So I was walking, I did 3 miles, no big deal, but I was going very fast. And right at the last leg of it, I felt back of my hamstring and my calf. I just felt the strain, the severe strain. And I said, okay, yeah, I thought stretching for like 12 seconds would have been fine, but no, turns out my body says, no, fool. At 53, you must stretch 53 minutes. So, anyways, I've been doing better now with my eating better, and just staying consistent, just like yourself, Tony, like
Yeah.
millions of us, just
Yep.
trying to be more
Well, we're close to the
consistent.
same age, and it changes a
sir.
lot in the 50s,
Yeah.
It does, my friend. It really, really does. And I look around, I see like my parents, and I think they look pretty good in their 70s. If I'm feeling what I'm feeling now, what are they feeling in their 70s?
Mhm.
But I do tend to complain a little more, like about the aches and pains. Well,
Yeah.
what is that? I don't understand. I sometimes I see my mother and father just going, this kid's in for a real rough ride.
Right.
My mother goes to the Navina and she's like lighting candles. Please help him through this ordeal. It's like, okay. Anyways, that's our goals. What else? What else we got here?
Story time.
Story time. All right. I guess we're gonna do a little bit of reading. I thought we'd do because of what's going on with Mighty Mix Gym. You guys all know that the gym is been sold a few months back, and the permits are it made international news but 2 weeks ago, and Mighty Mix Gym is going to be converted into loft apartments, and the first floor is going to be retail space. There you go. That's a nice angle. So you'll see the second floor above the door where Mickey's poster was. There for decades now, there's been 2 pieces of wood there that's been painted red, and you can literally see the border of the original Mickey poster with nails still sticking in there. So it's not going to change drastically except the first floor. And the first floor is going to open up to retail space. So I'm surprised I haven't flipped out and lost it over that, but you can't control it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just glad the building is staying. I'm very,
That's what
very
I was
grateful.
going to say. I'll
Right.
take that
Right.
all day long over them
Yeah.
tearing it down. So
Stacy said the other day to me, she goes, I don't know what to do on the show. I don't know what to talk about. And I said, I don't know. I said, so I thought, well, okay, since the gym thing's going on, there's a part of my book, Cue the Rocky Music, called that. There you go. She's holding it up. First time at the Rocky Steps. And it's kind of an interesting story. And I think I think you guys might appreciate it. It's not too long. There's a little picture. It's hard to see, but I'm there in the background. I'm like a little hamburglar just standing on the corner in Kensington on a Sunday morning, and my buddy is across the street taking a picture. All right, so Stacy, I think you're going to start us rocking and rolling. With the first paragraph, first few paragraphs.
All right, here we go. We're gonna give Tony a break if he has to go to the little boy's room, and we will bring him back. All right. So, first time at the Rocky Steps. The year is 1992. Saw the destructive outcome of the Rodney King trial in Los Angeles. Johnny Carson took his final golf swing after 30 years as Aladdin in Home Alone 2 packed the theaters with families laughing until their sides hurt. This was the year that Sue and I found Mighty Mix Gym in Adrian's pet shop. On a sunny day in the middle of summer, we woke up and decided to take my floor cleaning truck to Philadelphia to find the Rocky filming locations. At the time, there was no Google Earth or GPS. All we had was a huge fold-out map. I didn't know at the time much about the locations other than the names Kensington and Fishtown. What the hell is a fish town, and how do I get there? I started by driving southeast. Philadelphia is a nice town with scary parts, and anybody who knows sports can tell you the fans there are as tough as they come. Maybe it's the blue-collar attitude or the years of being snubbed by highbrow remarks. Whatever the reason, Philly is a hard-hitting town. We've all heard the story of 50,000 fans at Franklin Field in 1968 booing Santa Claus and throwing snowballs at him. Personally, I feel this myth has outgrown the truth, but the air of toughness to it never stops amazing me. If you're playing pro ball in Philadelphia, the only thing the fans ask is to give your best and to not say anything stupid when being interviewed. I guess that's why they never tore down Rocky Balboa. Although he was a fictitious boxer, the city treated him as if he were flesh and blood. He is a symbol of their hard work and beliefs. The world loved Rocky, but Philly was his home.
I got off the northeast extension of the Pennsylvania Turnpike and headed for the Schuylkill Expressway. or as I always called it due to its heavy traffic, the Sure Kill Expressway. Taking the Philadelphia Zoo exit, I headed east on Girard. I took a left until I hit West Dauphin Street. I took a right and came to a stop. In front of me was North Front Street. I knew I was close. Turning my head to the right, I gasped, nearly passing out. 16 years of fanboy worship came together at the triangular corner of North Front Street and East Susquehanna Avenue. One of the many scenes from Rocky that held my imagination was Mighty Mick's gym, where Rocky trained in anonymity. He blended into the worn tapestry of the walls. Even though this was his world, a world of pain and disappointment and physicality, he endured taunts from the owner, Mickey Goldmill. Mickey would later not only become Rocky's trainer, but his surrogate father as well. When I saw the film, it was these scenes that made me smell the leather punching bags and the stench and sweat of desperation on third-class fighters. Mickey just needed a warrior who had a chance and wasn't afraid to go for it. As Rocky 2 continued, we saw how desperately Rocky and Mickey wanted to win.
That's you.
Is that me?
That's you. You're in pen still.
I'm in pen. All right. Well, then I screwed up because I have Stacy down and I had no idea how I got there.
Okay. You go ahead and I'll stop you.
All right.
I'm sorry.
They knew they could. They were an unstoppable mixture of heart, muscle, and brains. Even now, as I type, I can hear going the distance as Rocky strikes the speed bag, lifts weights, and chases chickens. So it's no surprise that I had numerous dreams over the years of finding the gym's location. And maybe, just maybe, a little extra nugget across the street. J&M Tropical Fish, better known as Adrian's Pet Shop. How could I have known when I woke that morning, 6 hours later, life would send me a thank you in the form of an angry little old lady? What's wrong? Mike, what is it? Sue asked with caution. All I could do was point from behind the wheel across the street to a simple broken shell of a building with 3 floors. There it is, I whispered. Turning her head in slow motion, she looked. She said nothing for several seconds. Turning back to me, she smiled. Holy shit, we did it. We found it. You found it, she cried out. Mighty Mick's. Sue, it's like 20 feet from us. My God, all this time. The sign was missing, of course, a movie prop, but something remained from 1976. The painted white metal banners and faded red letters. Professional boxing. The building is unique in the way it sits at a triangle at the corner of the main road and intersecting side street. The side was graffiti painted, another Hollywood prop left for the brave fans to find. This was an outtake never shown in Rocky V. His son, Robert Jr., spray paints the side of the gym with a boxing theme in a testament to his father to add some color to a very dark neighborhood.
I had no idea how I got here. The streets I named, I've come to know well over the years, but at the time, it was all divine luck. Scared to ask for directions, I needed to see if my Rocky radar worked. That's something most women don't understand about men. We have to find it, whatever it is. I think this started 10,000 years ago. Early men never stopped to ask for directions for a 6-ton woolly mammoth. They just roamed North American grounds by instincts, slaying dinner, dragging it home over 3 days, to have the woman cook it over a 4-day period while men flung crap and painted on the cave walls. Come to think of it, a mammoth might have been easier to find than some of these rocky locations. I pulled over and asked Sue to get out. As she took some pictures of me and the building, she grew nervous. The section of town was a little more than a battle zone. Boy, did we get catcalls. Wearing tight white shorts and a hot pink top didn't help. I don't remember what Sue was wearing. Kidding, just kidding. I continued snapping pictures while Sue got back in the van. I stood on the side street where Rocky fought Tommy Gunn in Rocky V. And across the street was the pet shop. I nodded to Sue. Yo, come on, it's safe, you know. Yo? Boy, I was going into Stallone mode quickly. Entering the pet shop, we walked under the same sign we see in the movies, J&M Tropical Fish.
Yo, how you doing? I said to the little old lady behind the counter as I held the door open for Sue. The place reeked of cat urine and mold. Dust-covered vintage fish food as a fluorescent bulb in the ceiling flickered off and on. The color shelves, the colors, shelves, and stains are exactly as they were in 1976 in the 1976 movie. Barely containing our excitement, we moved between the tiny makeshift aisles, trying to look nonchalant. Oh, this is where they filmed the Rocky movie, I asked with a smile, feeling stupid asking the question. Yeah, big friggin' deal. You buying something? Jesus, hey, we're just fans, I said in shock. Yeah, and so is everybody else. Why don't you buy something? She liked the hard sell. Sue and I exchanged looks and left with a smile. We sat in the van for a moment, taking all this in. To rational people, these were just buildings. To me, it was a touchable part of something that made me want to be better. For years, it existed only on TV. I had to find it, visit it. I needed to take it all in. The invisible force of goodness that kept me grounded started in these very streets, these buildings. And the old lady who scared the shit out of me, well, she made us laugh as we retold this story over the years. But we have one more accidental stop to make. I know what you're asking yourself. Why didn't he buy something? Simple. I was blown away by where I was, knocked off my game with the little old lady's hardness. Trust me, I wish I did. The place has been closed for years and was recently up for bidding on eBay, but never sold. I wanted to find Rocky's apartment, but this proved to be impossible at the time. Years later, I grew to know the area very well and realized I passed it 6 times that first afternoon.
Getting my bearings after driving Kensington Avenue for 20 blocks, I headed south until I came to East Lehigh Avenue. Taking a right, I went up the hill to B Street, where I took another right and went 2 blocks before coming to a stop sign. Ahead of me was the rebuilt bridge Rocky jogged across with the kids in Rocky 2, and down from that, the original home of Lucky 7 Bar, where we see him first talk to Polly, who's complaining about a broken mirror. Looking to my right was East Gurney Street, a brick and cobblestone throwback road with an old wrought iron fence and an unmistakable sight. Standing strong along the railroad tracks with the elevated train bridge rising in the background, one thought came out of my mouth. I should have broke your thumbs, I yelled and startled Sue. She was lost as far as she was concerned. This was no oil painting. How come you didn't break this guy's thumbs? Like I told you, I recited Gazzo's line perfectly and pointed to the street. He was the loan shark Rocky worked for to make ends meet. Oh, yeah, right. Wow. Great. Okay. Can we get out of here now? Sue asked with more than a hint of unease. As I slipped the van into neutral, we crawled at a turtle's pace, and I let it all in. Not just a street, I reminded Sue.
This is where we feel for Rocky. We're not sure why he's scolded by a peer for simply being kind to somebody down on his luck. So that was me as a kid. Not many friends. Because of scenes like this, I walked everywhere with confidence. We shared the same issues. I was that lonely teenager in the streets with a Walkman, listening to the very music was humiliated to on the street. I said, my voice shaky, eyes wet, my memory exploding with both the good and bad. I know, remember? She said, tying a sailor's knot around my deep-seated memories, tapping into my passion. If I had any doubts about her loyalty to my Rocky views, she erased them all. Her voice took on a tone of compassion and rising energy. I've always seen it since that night on the roof deck of the Easy Park. I saw the beauty then, and I see it now. Our ride home was quiet. Before Sue turned to drift asleep, she made a suggestion. Call around and see if there's a Rocky tour or something. People should see this. That was a question that would take me 16 years to ask. Fear is an amazing demotivator. Rocky 3 continued shadowboxing after being asked a question he didn't have the answer to. Looking to support him, the crowd yelled out the answer. Taking this cue, he replied to the judges, Kentucky Fried Idiot. Dave, judge number 1, replied, excellent. Thank you, Rocky. Bowing to the crowd. He took his seat, sweating. Oh, you done good, I said. Man, it's hot. Is it hot or what? He replied. Don was on his way to the stage. Grabbing the mic from the MC, he immediately went into Rocky's famous ice skating rink speech about being left-handed. His arm was facing south toward New Jersey. You see, that's south. So naturally they call him Southpaw. You see, Southpaw, South Jersey, South Camden, Southpaw. The crowd gave a solid laugh as the judges clapped. Tom LeMaine asked, Rocky, what can you tell us about your family? Now, this I thought was a trick question because we never really hear about his younger years other than his father wasn't too smart and recited the only advice he gave him. You weren't born much of a brain, so you better use your body. Don fell for it and missed. Maybe he got like a brother or something, I thought for a moment, I have a brother. So that last little section there, that kind of goes. The book takes place, the first half of the book takes place during the Rocky Lookalike contest, the National Rocky Lookalike contest that I won. And that whole thing was just a goof. It was just supposed to be a whole goof. But, life takes over and, I guess fate had other plans. So if you like that little tidbit, if you'd like to read more, you can certainly pick up Cue the Rocky Music on Amazon, barnesandnoble.com. And it's a fast read. There's not a lot of big words in it. I don't know a lot of big words. The syllables are short, so please have at it. There's a lot of fun. And Stace, thanks for holding up the copy there.
Oh, no problem.
Well, Tony, what'd you think?
Awesome. I like hearing you read the book.
Good.
I do. Well, also too, it brought me to almost when we went.
Yeah.
Hearing you say about things.
You walked the same path. You did the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, when we got to the steps, it's like, you're there. And somebody I read somewhere one time said, if you're a Star Wars fan, you can't really go fly the Millennium Falcon. You can't do this, but you can run up the Rocky steps.
That's right.
And
That's right.
But I remember the first time I saw Mickey's Gym too. It was
wow.
not the greatest of areas.
Right.
My wife and daughter had the same exact sentiment as Sue did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's crazy when you go there now and you go to Rocky's house at 1818, which is a heroin drug center. And I mean, it's unbelievable. And then you go to the gym, it's like night and day. The gym has now become this gentrified area, so it's all hence why it's being remodeled, because it's all moving from Center City.
Right.
Anyways, enough of the Kunda Chronicles. Tony, are we interviewing anyone today? Is there anyone on the show? Is there anyone did you bring someone with you to interview today?
This gentleman has been a huge Rocky fan, and him and I had met through Instagram. He's a certified rockhead. Got a picture of Met Sly, and he has done some amazing things with art that I could show you. But he is definitely give you a run for the money on the Rocky Room. He's got a lot of the figures, a lot of the jacks in the box, and but he's amazing. Him and I chatted for a little while. We got to know each other a little bit, so it was awesome to see that he wanted to come on the show. And his name is Rick Babcock.
Yep.
And let me see if I could show you real quick a couple of things that he made here. He made this.
Look at that
printed statue there.
Nice.
Wow.
And then one other thing too, he makes these street signs.
Ooh, I like that.
Nice.
They're metal street signs.
Oh, wow.
Nice. Apollo Avenue. I love
he
it.
made me Balboa Boulevard. It's hanging in my garage, so I couldn't get it
really?
on the wall.
Oh, wow.
But
that's great.
And he does, and I don't want to completely ruin everything that he does. He could talk about some of the other items, but a good man, a good fan, and it's going to be good to have him here. I can't wait to interview him.
Stace, do we have somebody that can run down? And you want to run down and grab him, Stacy?
Yes.
In the green room?
Yep. I can.
Right.
He is here. I can
Is
bring
he
him
here?
in. Yeah, he's here.
Bring him in.
I'm going to bring him in. Ready, Rick? Here we go. Rick Babcock. We're adding him right now. There he is. Awesome. Hey.
Hi.
Hey, Rick.
Hello, Rick.
Tony Casa, my buddy.
How you doing, pal?
Mike, how you doing, Stace?
I'm doing well, and I got to tell you, you should have wore Rocky stuff.
I know.
You are decked out, my friend. You are decked out.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. It's not just a lifestyle; it's a way of life.
Yeah. Yep. What is it for you, Rick? What is it about Rocky that has you so passionate with your attire, your art, the things you create? Mm-hmm. Why do you love this character so much?
it's the way that he overcomes the adversity in his life
Mhm.
and the challenges that he has faced. We all have those challenges. We all have adversities, and the way he just powers through, never gives up, and just
I think you're right. I think you have a really good point about the adversity. And I think we hear that from people time and time again. We all, the three of us here, have had our highs and lows that
Mhm.
we have called upon the mighty Rocky Balboa. What
Mhm.
would Rocky do in any given moment? Is there a particular moment in your life that you gravitate to and you say, man, when that thing happened, Rocky was there. Rocky was in my corner, in my mind.
there's some similarities in our lifestyles that I never really thought about until, you know, recently, that we both worked in a slaughterhouse just to make money, to make ends
Really?
meet.
Oh, no kidding.
I swear to God. It was not pleasant. And it was everything like you saw in the movies, if not
Yeah.
worse.
Wow.
You know, just it's not one particular thing, but it's the everyday challenges that we deal and we face with. And it's just like you just said, Mike, it's like, what would Rocky do?
Mhm.
And, would he turn and run, or would he just face it head on and go at it? And
Yeah.
that's always been kind of my motto, is like, I may not be able to get everything I want or buy everything I want, but you know what? If there's something that I want, if I can't afford it, and if I can't find it, I'm going to make it.
Right.
Right.
I'm going to find a way to make it mine. His persona, his larger than life persona, just
Mhm.
makes me want to get up. Like I told you, I wake up to Mick saying, "Wake up, you son of a bitch."
Really?
Yeah.
That's my alarm in the morning. My
Is
ringtone.
it really on your
I
phone?
swear
That's
to
what goes off.
That's what goes off every
That's
morning
great.
at 5 o'clock.
I love
Um,
that.
and
Oh my God.
my ringtone is "Gonna Fly Now." It's just,
That's awesome.
there's,
That's
it's hard to say.
What's your
Yeah.
favorite Rocky?
My favorite Rocky is all, except for the original, which I think would be everybody's. Mine is Rocky Balboa,
Yeah.
Mhm.
without a doubt. I have watched them all hundreds and hundreds of times.
Yeah.
Mhm.
My family's sick of me watching them. But Rocky
Leave,
Balboa,
leave them. Leave them.
yeah, I know.
You don't need negativity like that in your life.
You don't, Tony. Thank you. Take our advice for it. Move to Florida. Leave your family. They give
I
you
know,
any grief.
Tony. I'm coming down, man.
Come on, brother. I
We
got
talked.
you.
Yeah.
We talked.
That's funny.
Rocky Balboa. That movie just, boy, if that just isn't just like move your soul and make your heart beat,
Yeah.
I don't know what would. The I don't know if it's because of my age, our age now,
Yeah.
but just the way that, oh my God, it just speaks volumes to me.
Right. Right.
And we watch it all the time and basically recite it forward and backwards.
Right.
Mhm.
But I never, ever, ever get sick of it.
Right.
Right.
Do you have a favorite line?
I do. My favorite line of his is, the speech when he's speaking with Robert Jr.
Mm.
Let me see, I have it right here. I don't know if you can see that.
Beautiful.
This
I love that.
basement.
As a
Take
matter
us
of
around.
fact,
Mm.
yeah, let's see. It looks like I'm in my own basement. Take us on a little tour.
Okay.
Let's see what we got here. I'm very interested in this.
Okay. So I'm going to turn this around.
Okay.
Some Stallone covers,
Nice.
and then
Yeah.
You know that Dynamite cover? The Dynamite cover took me the longest to get.
Did it really?
I had that. I
yeah.
wish I saved it.
every time I get a bid on it, I would lose the bid on eBay. And
Oh.
one year I went absolutely crazy and I spent, I think it was only like $20, but it's like a lame book. Like there's
Yeah.
not much about it in there, Rocky, but I had to have it because it signified the 70s. Anyways,
Absolutely.
I love the Leroy Neiman above. I love what is that? Oh, Welcome to Rocky Land. I love that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Coming down the steps, just some photos. I don't know
Nice.
how I'm doing here. I can't really see.
No, you're giving us a pretty fair idea of what's happening. I see it.
Mhm.
Awesome.
I do have an original Jack
Oh, wow.
Dempsey menu.
Oh,
And-
Pretty
wow.
cool.
The cup holder thing there.
Yeah, if anybody's
Yes.
wondering why Rick just said that, Stallone had gone to Jack Dempsey's restaurant, Dempsey's
Absolutely.
BRC, and that had been the protagonist for him to do this restaurant. Jack Dempsey had a huge painting of him fighting on the back wall, and so that was Stallone's concept of bringing in the end of of Eye of the Tiger or Rocky III, Rocky and Apollo hitting.
Right.
Sorry, Rick,
I almost wear my Dempsey shirt, but I
You should
wanted to, with my burgundy blazer, like
Ah.
but I wanted to give props to the Sly Stallone shop with
Of
Nice.
course, of
Nice.
course.
Autographed Burt Young.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. This would have been me in the 80s. in my daughter out.
Exactly.
I have my own little Rocky Hall of Fame.
I love that. Isn't that amazing?
The so these are, some family members who my daughter, who is a huge Rocky fan, and my niece who went down to the statue. And then anybody goes to the statue, they get their picture or a Rocky fan on my Rocky Hall of Fame. I say I'm the
Nice.
largest. I am the largest Rocky museum in Syracuse, New York.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Couple of 3D piece I made.
Nice.
Made
That's
and
amazing.
painted. Again, the statues that were like on eBay and whatnot are quite pricey.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I spent about 4 months teaching myself how to make a 3D print.
Wow.
What did that cost you just to make it for yourself?
The 3D printer was like $200,
Right.
Mhm.
and then I gave myself tutorials from YouTube,
Mhm.
learning how to do make 3D printing.
I got you.
And then, but like I said, it took me 4 months. About every night I'd get home from work, and I would just sit down and study.
It's got to be complicated, I would imagine.
I'm not a computer person, but it was so important to me
Yeah.
that it was something I had to have.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, I can't get that, but how can I make it so I can have one for myself?
Right.
Wow.
When did you start?
Resourceful.
Yeah, definitely. When did you? Oh, I love that. What is it? The American flag shorts there. That's interesting.
Mm.
Yeah, that's another 3D print I made.
Boy,
And then
that's
Wow.
fantastic.
I had the flag from the 4th of July or Memorial Day from work.
Oh, okay.
And then my wife and I at the Creed 2 premiere.
Nice. Now, did you meet Sly?
I did.
How
I
did that
did.
go? How did that go down?
That was an amazing, amazing event.
Really?
So I was on Facebook one morning,
Mhm.
and I saw a casting call for Creed 2. And, at first I'm thinking, okay, this is a joke or whatever. But then I sent an email, and then I got really, really excited. So then I looked up Huey Loftus, who was doing the casting,
Mm-hmm.
and I got a hold of them. And I believe I spoke with Jason Loftus. Here's my Rambo knife I made.
Oh, wow. Cool.
In my Rocky ring. And like I said before, cats have no personal concept of space, so I had to make cases so they wouldn't get in there and knock them all over.
Right.
So I got a hold of Jason Loftus, I believe it was. And they're like, well, we're only looking for locals. I said, look, I said, you don't understand. I don't want to be paid. I don't care. I just got to be a part of this.
Yeah.
So they, after talking to him and whatnot, they invited us down, me and my wife, and we went down for 4 days. So while we were down there, we found the the fight scene with Drago and Creed, where Drago hits him when he's on his knees in the canvas.
Okay.
That was just an amazing experience. I got to meet Dolph Lundgren, Michael B. Jordan, Tessa Thompson, Stitch. Let me think. Kenny Mayne. All just great people.
Nice.
So then, unfortunately, he wasn't there at that time.
Right.
So about a month later, I think it's about a month or so, I got an email saying, hey, would you like to join us again? Might be a chance he might be here. So I'm like, yeah, I'm there. So we went back down and we filmed the walk-up scene for Creed with the lights and the music.
Was that down at the Eagles Stadium?
No, that was still at Harry Loftus Studios.
Oh, was that just okay?
And then we filmed the walk-up scene for Drago with the fire coming up.
Okay.
And that's when I'm like, okay, we're way up top in the stands.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm never gonna meet Sly. I knew he was there. I'd seen him.
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, I'm never gonna meet him up here. But
Yeah.
there was a break in the action. So me and my wife we piled down through the crowd, and I got to about 10 feet from him, and I froze. I completely froze. And I thank God my wife was there.
I know the feeling.
She kicked me in the ass. I'm like, I can't do this. She's like, you've waited your whole life. I mean, I've been a fan since 78, 77, 78.
Sure.
And she's like, you got to go and do this. So she kind of gave me a push, and I walked up, and he was doing an interview. There was cameras and whatnot. And I walked up and I met his, I want to say his handler or whatever it was there, manager or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I would really like to meet him. And she said, oh no, I said, I really would really like to show him my tattoo, which is right here. I don't know if you can see that or not.
Yeah, nice.
And she's like, well, look, she goes, I can't introduce you, but if you get his attention, he may come over. So I'm thinking, how am I going to get his attention? So I finally locked eyes with him, and I just started pointing at my tattoo. And he just kind of looked at me, and then after he finished his interview, a couple minutes later, he just reached over and he grabbed me by the shirt, and he pulled me over, and he says, let me see that. I said, okay. So I show him my tattoo, and he goes, wow. He goes, anybody who gets a tattoo of me on them, and especially on that spot, he goes, because I know how much it hurts there, gets a picture taken with me.
Aww.
And I said, oh my God. He's like, where's your phone? I said, we don't have phones. We're not allowed to have them.
Right?
We weren't allowed to have them in the studio. So he calls Mike, you probably know this, Tony Montalbano.
Of course. I know Tony very well.
Okay. So then you'll appreciate this. He calls Tony over and says, hey, yo, he's like, yo, Tony, can you take a picture? And Tony comes over and he's like, yeah. So he takes our picture, and I really don't know what I said to Sly. I kind of like blanked out. Probably
yeah, that happens.
I just don't know. And after the picture was done, Sly got called away, and I was just starting to, and he goes, yo, Tony, make sure you get Rick's information so we can get him the picture. So I just start to talk to Tony, and he's like, "Okay, Rick, what's the number?" And then Tony gets called on set, and I'm like, it's Rick, it's Rick. And then he goes, and I'm like, oh boy. So I'm standing there. Stitch walks by me. He's like, "Yo, Rock, what's up?" I'm like, "I'm not Rocky, but thank you. You're my favorite person in the world now." Because I had my fedora on. And so we go way up at the top. And about 10 minutes later, a note comes all the way up to the very top and says, "Tony wants to see you. And a guy in a blue jacket wants to talk to you about your tattoo." Well, I never met the guy in the blue jacket, but I did find Tony and gave him my number, and he sent me the photo. But now I'm thinking to myself, I don't know if I got this. I'm in Philly. So when we had another break, I said to one of the helpers down there, I'm like, "Hey, my wife's got a headache. Can I run to the car and go get her some aspirin?" And she's like, "Yeah." So I ran all the way to the parking lot of the car, open up the car, pull out the phone in my glove compartment, and I look, and boom, there's the photo. And I'm like, "Oh my God!" And I'm screaming in the parking lot. And I don't know.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
That's a great photo. I think you tag me in that a
I
short while
did.
back? Yeah.
I did.
Yeah,
So,
I have it in my archives. I love that picture.
So going back to Tony. So that night I didn't sleep. Obviously, I'm just sitting there. I'm like, this is a dream. I can't believe this happened. I met my complete, my idol. I can't believe it. So I think it was the next night we got home after taping was done, and we're settling in. I'm getting ready to go to work for the next day, and I got to thinking about it, and I'm like, geez, you know what, Tony, he really did me a huge favor. He didn't have to go out of his way to make sure I got that picture. He could have said, "Yeah, whatever." So I found I went back to where the picture he sent it to me from, and I just took a chance, and I sent a text message to that phone number. Said, "Hey, if this is Tony, or this message is for Tony, I'd like to thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to send me this photo. You have no idea how important this was to me and how meaningful it was, and that you did this for me." And I said, "I can't thank you enough. You have completely made my entire lifetime." So I get up to brush my teeth. I come back and I get ready to turn my phone off, and I say I have a missed phone call. And I'm looking at him like it's from Philly. I'm like, what? So I just hit redial, and he answers the phone. He's like, "Hey, Rick, what's up?" I'm like, "Oh my God." Are you kidding me right now? And he's like, "Yeah." He goes, "This is my girlfriend's phone," or something like that. And he's like, "I just want to thank you for such a heartfelt message." I'm like, "Are you kidding me? You did me such a huge favor thanking me." And we just talked for a few minutes, and I was just so grateful.
Yeah.
Because he certainly, they're busy.
Yeah, sure.
And I know, having done, like I said, we were down there for 4 days filming
Right.
3 rounds of boxing.
Yeah.
And every day was 12 to 14 hours. I don't know if you got to do any of that, Mike, but
No, I was at the restaurant for a week.
I do. I saw pictures of that.
Yeah. That was my big thing. Listen, let me ask you this. I know we had a conversation before you came on the air. You've got dinner tonight with the mayor of Clearwater, Florida.
Tony Costa.
They're trying to bring you down, and they want to bring some quasi celebrities, and you're basically a quasi celebrity with your Rocky stuff, and of course, knowing Sly like that. Listen, before we let you go, I want to definitely turn it over to Stacy and Tony for a second. Then I have a question I'm going to ask you. But before we do anything, I want to see more of that chess set. Can you get us as close as you can to that chess set?
Okay. So, like I said, I had to make a top, a lid, because the cats were just knocking stuff all over.
Yeah.
So I started with the concept of I wanted a chessboard. So I made the table and the chessboard. And then, where did I put my glasses? I really wanted to make it Rocky themed.
Yeah.
And this was actually the first 3D print that I did.
I love this.
So
This
is what
cool
took
right
me
here.
4 months to learn. So here's Polly.
Okay.
Now the definition isn't quite there, you know.
Yeah, but I see it. I
Yeah.
can.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
can tell what it is.
yeah.
But kiss,
But
But
kiss,
kiss.
of course.
Love that.
Mick
Right.
is the bishop.
Nice.
Got Adrian, obviously the queen,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
and then Rocky
Nice.
from the Blitzway.
Yep.
figure.
Yep. Of course. Of course.
Nice.
And then I got
All the
you know,
boxing gloves.
all the boxing gloves, all the
Okay.
pawns, and yeah, I mean, it was a lot of trial and error, and a whole lot of wasted PVC rolls. But you know, when you love something so much, it's not a chore. It's just
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fun.
it's just something you want to do, and you know,
It's
that was
brilliant.
that you know. So actually, the Rocky.
What's that? Oh, nice. That's smart.
I
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah, that's good.
Nice.
So that's basically, you know, and my my Rockies I made from all of the fights, Spider
Right.
Rico, Apollo. Yeah. Not
Do I
much.
listen, Rick? I got one question for you.
Yeah.
Is that all you have?
No, I got more.
Is that it? All right. Listen.
So
we're gonna-
jealous.
look
I got
at
a shelf
that.
in the closet, Rick. That's what I got.
What's that, Tom?
I said I got a shelf in the closet. You guys got room.
You know, it started out small, obviously, one thing at a time,
Of
Yeah.
course.
one step at a time, one punch at a
That's
time.
it.
But it's just taking on a life of its own.
Yeah.
I understand all too
You
well.
know, you all would understand.
Yeah.
I mean,
Of
you have the
course.
passion.
Stacy, when it comes to everything you've seen, when it comes to Rick's story, give me a summation. What are you thinking about this guy? Is he out of his mind, or is he just absolutely filled with passion for
No,
this character?
to me, I totally get it. I mean, if I
Yeah.
had all that money, I would have, if I had more money, I would have at least a she
Yeah.
shed full of Rocky stuff.
Right.
Right. And I don't know. I just love it. It's like your own, the man cave. And then when you sent me that beautiful video, and I was like, oh, Mike's got to run for his money here.
Oh,
But
yeah. Oh, that's impressive.
it's beautiful. And then all the personal stuff that you made yourself. I can't get over all the 3D printing. And then I know that you made pillows, and I think blankets in there too. Or in your original video. I'm just like, wow.
Yeah.
So you have, that kind of creative side. You make your own Rocky gifts for yourself. I love that. So
I
no,
do.
amazing.
I really do. And I try to I give them away, or I trade with some other Rocky collectors.
oh, that's smart. Yeah.
We
Mhm.
there's
That's
there's
like
a
the
lot
old
of,
West. It's like the Wild West, trading furs and pelts. You're trading Rocky stuff.
Yeah.
I love it.
You know,
Davy Crockett, Daniel Boone. I love it.
there was
Jim Bridger.
the 80s Apollo Creed I'm looking at right now.
We
A
don't
guy
see
had
you.
it. A guy had it on eBay, and he
Mhm.
wanted quite a bit. And I'm like, look, I'll make you some signs and I'll trade you.
Oh,
And
cool.
we traded, and it worked out great.
I think that's
Um,
fantastic.
So
Tony, what do you think about Rick and everything? Obviously, you've gotten to know Rick a little bit better before.
Yeah, I
this,
mean,
before
it's
we did.
bizarre. I mean, I had conversation with Rick for longer than I've talked to friends for 40 years. I mean, it's like
Wow,
he's 1,000
really?
miles away. I don't even know this man, and
I know.
we clicked on Instagram and started, sending messages here and there. And I saw his street signs, and it's just, you could tell, and it's like, you could tell the passion, because you have the passion. So, it's legitimate, it's
Yeah.
real,
For
it's
sure.
like you said, it's a lifestyle. And
I tell you what, it's fantastic when I get a chance to see anyone's collections like this. This is what I love about the internet is that it takes you into it gives us a window into the lives of other Rocky fans around the world, which is just nothing short of brilliant. So I always like to end these interviews with one very simple little question. Rick, you got 30 seconds in an elevator with Sylvester Stallone. What do you tell him? Go.
Where can I get a bottle of your bourbon whiskey? Number one. I've been looking for that stuff for years.
Yeah.
And number two, you know, I know people ask different things, but my question would be, can we go play a round of golf, you, me, and your brother Frank? Because I think that would be a freaking riot.
Yeah.
To be with those two guys. You know, I see them, on Instagram and whatnot.
Right.
As far as Rocky questions go, Frank answered my one question, which was, where did he come up with the last name Balboa?
Oh, yeah.
Frank on Instagram said that it was from Balboa Drive.
Balboa Park. He lived right down the street from it.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was always a burning question in my head. I was like, where did you come up with that last name? But then it was finally answered. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess my next question is, how about some golf and a cigar?
Nice.
I might be able to entice them.
Hey, listen, you know, get your hands on some Cubans. Maybe he'll come in.
I'm hoping. Tony's got a better chance, though. At least he's local.
He's in the neighborhood.
Right.
Tony's on Sly Search. He's playing the Mission Impossible soundtrack. Tony pops up out of a bush. He's at the mall parking lot. Where is he?
Yeah. So you've had quite a few run-ins. You know, you've had your time with him, Mike, and you know, I've seen your videos and Instagram posts, and that's just got to be amazing. Like, I remember reading one thing that said you've actually come to a comfortable level of talking with him after having so many you know, conversations with him. You've actually gotten to a little bit of a comfort zone.
He's very well aware of how his perceived persona will affect people around him. He's very aware of that. So he goes out of his way at first to make you feel very comfortable. Next thing you know, you're talking for 15 minutes about your cousin in Poughkeepsie who's got, you know, some type of rickets disease. And it's like, wait a minute, I want to talk to you about Rocky and Rambo.
Right.
It's like, you know, but thank you. It's one of those things. It took a long time, and I certainly never thought I'd ever be there.
It's amazing.
I don't want to hold you up all night. Thank you. You have been absolutely fantastic, and I would love to get some video of that that chess set up close. If you could send me a 30-second video, I really want to put that out there on Instagram. I want to send that to Sly. I want him to see that.
Yeah.
Really?
He would love to see that. In my opinion, if Sly saw that seems to me that would be something he would want to repost himself, because he loves that. What fans do. Now, I don't know if he's going to see it. I've put up things. I've put up the dumbest things that he liked, and then I put other things up, and I'm like, oh, he's going to love this. This is so complex. Nothing.
No,
It's all timing, right? It's all timing. Anyways, send me 30 seconds of your best video. Send it to me. I think on Instagram. I can download it off of Instagram. It should come out beautiful, and then I'll post it. I'll give you the credit for it. If you want to put your big beautiful head in there and say, hey, Sly, here's something I created in honor of the Rocky mythology and series, and then just crank out that sucker and send it to me, and we'll get it up there.
You got it. Absolutely. Thank you so much for doing this. You know,
Rick.
I didn't sleep Sunday night. You got to understand. I was so excited. Because you get to, I get to talk Rocky with people. I mean, me and Tony have talked. Other people in my life.
I know it was crazy when they told me who the guest was. They said your full name. I was like, wait a minute.
I know who that is.
Get out of here.
I know that
Tony,
guy.
I was going to wait to text you and surprise you. But here I open it up.
Funny.
I'm like, there's Tony.
See that?
Oh, nice.
That is so funny. Rick,
That's
we're
great.
gonna go. We're gonna finish out this show, and we got one or two more things we're gonna talk about here, and we're gonna get out of here real quick because I know we're all hungry. But thank you so much, and I will see you on Instagram, my friend.
You got it. Thank you so much, all of you.
Thanks
Thank you,
so
buddy.
much.
Thank
Take care,
Bye-bye.
Rick.
I gotta tell you, very, very profound basement. That chess set. Can you imagine that thing painted?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy Jesus!
That's what we were
Yeah.
talking about when he first showed it to me. I asked him, I was like, "Are you going to paint it like these guys?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Yeah, I think I might. I don't know. Maybe I'll leave it black and white." But I mean, looking at it, it looks like a classy chess set. But then you get closer, you're like,
Wait a
that's
minute.
Butkus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
awesome. It's so cool.
He did such a great job on it. Those statues he's got, really nothing short of amazing. I mean, he is a Rocky fan to his core, and he ought to be damn proud of what he has and
Absolutely.
his passion.
Yeah.
Great
For
stuff.
sure.
All right, Stace, we are moving on. We had our guest. What is next?
Well, we just have our plugs. We have a really short outro this evening. So I just have a couple. I wanted to do one shout out to my husband. He's gonna kill me, but this is his he plays hockey, and this is the Stanley Cup
Nice.
That's awesome.
from his league. And so I
That's
just wanted
beautiful.
to let everyone know that his team won.
What is that? What is that?
It's like it's heavy. Is what
It's
it
a
is.
keg.
It's
I
a
was
soda
saying,
keg.
look at the keg.
It's like a beer
Stacy
keg.
is lifting a full keg right now. That's how strong
That's
she
awesome.
is.
It's empty.
She will throw you through a brick wall. Do not mess with her or owe her money. My God.
And then and then just check out Stigma Does Not Define Us. We're always featuring some very, very, very wonderful gentlemen who have been through some struggles and how they've made themselves feel better. And Tony, I want to plug your new Instagram page. See, this poor man, this is the second time.
The second time.
A second time.
First,
Tony's on a new page.
The first Instagram page I started, I don't remember when it got hacked, but I had 12,000 followers.
Mhm.
And like I said, my goal was to just, for somehow get Sly, to meet Sly.
See it. Yeah.
And that got hacked, started over, and I had 3,000. And as you know, Stacy, that got hacked like 2 weeks ago, whatever it was. So it was so weird too, because I went up to go check it and it said I couldn't log in, this and that. And then Stacy emailed me and she's like, did you shut down your page? Like, what happened? And
right.
Like, you gotta be kidding me. So yeah, I started a new one. It's Stallion 22 Tony. And I have 99 followers now. So keep moving forward. We'll get there.
You're right up there with red balloons.
That's it. My wife said that if this gets hacked, I might need to remove the 22 and the Tony. Maybe they're after that.
Oh,
Right,
maybe.
right.
Yeah, maybe. That's a good point.
But yeah, Stallion 22 Tony, and I put Rocky quotes, Rocky motivations.
Beautiful.
Anything that could get somebody to get up during the day and said, "Yeah, I can do this."
Yeah, I love what you post. It's always meaningful and the very cool pictures and stuff.
And my family laughs because I make one for every holiday.
Oh,
I
right.
make a special holiday one, and last night I was working on the Valentine's ones. So
Nice.
it's
Nice.
but it's fun. It's fun. I like it.
Yeah. We'll keep plugging it so we can get you some of your followers back.
Yeah, that's cool. Like I said, hey, I got you guys. I got a few. Rick came over to follow me.
Yeah.
The young lady that you guys know, Carol, she's been following me each one I create, and she had private messaged me because she got a signed boxing glove for Christmas. I think she said her grandchildren got it or something for her, or kids got it for her. So she's like, could you follow me so I could show it to you? Super nice lady, and the glove is amazing. I mean, it's just awesome.
That's awesome stuff.
Very cool.
Yeah. That's it right there, right? At Stallion.
I believe so. Yeah, I don't think because I think I couldn't use C for some reason.
Yeah. Okay.
Beautiful.
That's him, folks.
Yep, that's it. Leave me alone. It's only Rocky stuff.
That's it.
What's up with that?
Like you said, no politics, no religion.
Right. Just Rocky stuff. That's it.
it.
The nice, happy, fun place to go.
Right.
That's it. Well, guys. Oh, listen, yes. Okay, you can find me and my book, Cue the Rocky Music, at Amazon. You can go to barnesandnoble.com. You can read it, and you probably fall asleep to it, but you can read it, or
it's
you can
fabulous.
kill spiders with it, or flies, or centipedes, whatever.
Mike, I actually bought your book when I saw the picture of Sly holding your book.
Isn't that something? Yeah.
Yeah, that
The
was
power-
a while ago.
Yeah, power of a pitcher, man. Power of a pitcher. It's just crazy. I'm over at on TikTok Rocky, TICK, TikTok Rocky, and of course Instagram, the Yo Philly Rocky Film Tour, and most importantly, keep watching for the Rocky Files on Instagram. We've got some pretty kind of interesting, good ideas coming up, and we're gonna hopefully do some viral marketing and just keep growing. And as we always say, keep punching. And Tony, thank you so much.
Anytime, guys. You know that. Anytime. Moment's
Appreciate
notice. I'm ready.
Okay.
See, I was all still and everything this time.
Wasn't
bouncing around.
Right. You're perfect.
My daughters got so mad at me that I was bouncing around. And
really?
I told Anthony, they bought me a ring light.
Oh,
Nice.
perfect.
They're like, in case you co-host again, your lighting was horrible.
Well, you never know. Maybe Anthony and I will be out, so we'll bring you back. Maybe we'll bring our friend Chris from down south. Who
Anytime
knows?
you need
We'll
me.
bring him in. We'll be a whole new dynamic. We'll see what happens.
That's
All right,
cool.
guys. I
Appreciate
really
it,
got to
guys.
get out of here. I got to get dinner ready before Sue gets home. She'll kill me. I got to have some kind of fish. I promise. She had a long day at work, so I got to cook something. Anyways, I will see you guys soon, and keep
punching. Thanks.
Bye, guys.
Bye.